Good afternoon. I am Bhavna, Faculty School of Finance and Commerce from Golgotias University is going to give a presentation on the topic portfolio selection. So, what is the portfolio selection? As we know that in the investment, the main objective is to maximize the return and to minimize the risk. So for that, the proper goal of the portfolio construction is to generate that portfolio that provides the higher return and also the lower risk. So such a portfolio will be known as the optimal portfolio. And the process of finding the optimal portfolio is called as portfolio selection. Portfolio selection, there are three goals. The first is to find out the optimal portfolio. The second is to find out that optimal portfolio which gives us the highest return and the lower risk. So, if we see the conceptual framework and the analytical tool for determining the optimal portfolio is in the discipline and in the objective manner, which has been provided by the Henry Markowitz. His method of selecting a portfolio has come under the method which has been given by him. And Henry Markowitz's words nowadays marks the beginning of what is known today as the modern portfolio theory. Now let us arrive to the proper introduction of portfolio selection. So the proper goal of the portfolio construction is that to generate the portfolio, and which is having two basic objectives that we have already discussed in the previous slide, which is risk and return. And the process through which we decide what is the optimal portfolio is called as the portfolio selection. Let us understand that what is the efficient set of the portfolio. For that, let us consider that there are different combinations of the securities which are designed as the portfolio 1 to n. The risk of these portfolio are estimated by measuring the standard deviations. The expected return of these portfolios need to be worked out and the risk is to be defined. So let us understand more about this. Let us first understand how to determine the efficient set of the portfolio with the help of this practical example. In this example, the portfolio numbers, expected return and the standard deviation has been stated to us, which is 5.6, 7.8, 9.2, 10.55, 11.7, 12.4, 13.5, 15.7 and 16.8. Then we are having the standard deviation, which is 4.5, 5.8, 7.6, 8.1, 8.81, 9.3, 9.5, 11.3, 12.7 and 12.9. So these are the respective standard deviation and the expected returns which has been given to us in this question. Now let us compare that the portfolio number 4 and 5. If we see that they are having the same standard deviation, but portfolio 5 is giving us the more amount of the expected return, which is 11.7, which is making it more efficient than the portfolio 4. Another, if we compare the portfolio 7 and 8 for the same expected return, which is 13.5%, we see that the standard deviation is lower for the portfolio number 7 and it is more efficient than the portfolio 8. Thus, the selection of the portfolio by the investor, it will help us to guide the different two criteria. The two criteria will be given the two portfolios we are having with the same return, expected return. The investor would prefer the one which is having a lower risk. And given the two portfolio with the same risk, the investor will prefer the one which is having the higher expected return. So, these criteria are based on the assumption that the investor is rational and he is also the risk adverse. The next is, if we see that if all the investors are rational, they will prefer the more return to the less return. As they are risk adverse, they will prefer more amount of the risk ranging from the less amount of risk. So, the concept of the efficient portfolio can be illustrated with the help of the expected returns and the standard deviations, which is depicted in the graph. So let us understand more about the figure. Let us consider the two sets of the portfolio, that is E and F. If we see that both the portfolio they have the same expected return, but portfolio E is having a less risk. So portfolio E will be preferred as compared to portfolio F. Now if we consider the portfolios C and E, both are having the same risk, but portfolio E, they offers more return for the same risk. So that is why portfolio E will be preferred to portfolio C. Therefore, for any point of the risk return space, an investor would like to move as far as possible in the direction of increasing the return, as well as if we are moving in the direction of decreasing the risk. So he will be moving towards the left in the search of decreasing the risk, and he will be moving upward in the search of increasing the return. Let us consider this graph. In this graph, we are having the standard deviation plotted on x-axis and expected return is plotted on y-axis. Let us see that considering E and F portfolio, which are having the same return, but E is having the less risk, then portfolio E would be preferred because it is giving us the less risk factor as compared to F. Now let us consider the portfolio C and E. Both are having the same risk, but the portfolio E will be preferred because they offers the more return for the same risk, and hence the portfolio E will be preferred as compared to portfolio C. Therefore, any point of the risk return space, the investor would like to move as far as possible in the direction of increasing the return, and also as far as possible the direction of decreasing the risk. So efficiently he will be moving towards the left if he wants to decrease the risk, and he will be moving upward in the search of increasing the returns. Now let us consider the portfolio C and A. If we see the portfolio C and A, they are to be preferred, but portfolio C will be preferred as compared to portfolio A because it offers the less risk for the same level of the return. And in the opportunity set of the portfolio, which is represented in this graph, the portfolio C is the lowest risk as compared to all the portfolios. So portfolio C in this diagram represent the global minimum variance portfolio. Let us also compare portfolio A and B. We find that the portfolio B is preferred as compared to the portfolio A because it offers the higher return for the same level of the risk. And in this diagram, you can see that the point B, it represents the portfolio with the higher expected return from all among the portfolios in the feasible set. So we can say that portfolio C is the lowest risk portfolio as compared to all the other portfolios. We find that the point which is lying on the northwest boundary of the shaded area, it is considered to be more effective and efficient than all the portfolios in the internal area of the shaded area. So this boundary of the shaded area is called as the efficient frontier because it contains all the efficient portfolios in the opportunity set, and the set of the portfolios which are lying between the global minimum variance and the maximum return portfolio on the efficient frontier, it represents the efficient set of the portfolio. So we can say that efficient frontier will be separately represented in the figure. Efficient frontier. It is the concave in shape which defines the risk return space that we extend from the minimum variance portfolio to the maximum return portfolio. Now, the question arises, how we are going to select the portfolio which is more optimal. The portfolio selection is basically the process of deciding the most efficient one and selecting the best portfolio from the set. The rational investor would obviously prefer to invest in the efficient portfolio. The particular portfolio that an individual investor will select from the efficient one, it depends upon the investor degree of the risk inversion. A high risk investor will not be prefer, a high risk investor will be not going on the efficient set of the portfolio. But a high risk inversion investor will hold the portfolio on the left hand side segment, while the investor who is not having a risk adverse will hold it on the upper portion of the efficient frontier. The selection of the optimal portfolio, it depends upon the investor risk inversion, and it is basically the tolerance of the investor towards the risk. It is graphically represented through the series of the risk return utility curve or the indifference curve. The indifference curve, we can say, it has been represented in the form of graph, and each curve it represents the different combinations of the risk and return, of which all are equally satisfactory to the concerned investment and which is ideal for the investor. So the investor is indifferent between the succession points in the curve, and each succession points moving upward to the left, it represents the higher level of the satisfaction for any of the investor. So the investor goals is always to maximize his utility. So as we can see that here the efficient frontier lies between the point O, and hence we can say that the efficient frontier, it is giving us the optimum set of the efficient portfolios. I hope that this video on the portfolio selection is very useful in understanding the concept in a better way. Thank you.